The story begins and we see our guy, Kagami, sitting on a tree branch counting all the coins he got after hunting some monsters. He is satisfied with today's earnings, and just then, he hears the screams of two villagers. He looks around and sees that they are about to be attacked by a level 3 slime. So Kagami throws a silver coin at the slime which destroys it, and it leaves some coins as a reward. Then, he goes there to collect the coins and hands them over to the kid. He tells them they can get 100 bronze just by defeating a slime to encourage them to fight monsters. But they say the monsters are strong and scary for them and they cannot defeat them. Kagami decides not to push them and leaves, but the kid wonders if he is a hero. So he shows them his status window to prove that he is a villager like them, but he is level 999. They are shocked to discover a villager could reach that level. We learn about the island nation of Hexaldria, where people begin to get roles assigned to them at birth ever since monsters appeared there. There are people with special talents like mages, priests, warriors, monks, and others. Some are born with exceptional powers such as sage, hero, and king. The most common of all is the powerless villager. They are stuck at a level between 1 to 10 and are helpless against monsters. Therefore, they can only make their living as farmers or innkeepers. But our guy Kagami is different. He hits level 999 even though he is a villager. Kagami arrives at the Adventure Guild after completing his quest. He goes to the reception to receive his reward. The receptionist calculates his reward is 5 gold coins. Kagami takes the reward. Then, he sees the board of items they can buy from the guild. He is aiming to buy a mysterious loot box that is priced at 10,000 gold coins. Kagami notes he still needs 4,500 more gold coins to buy that item, so he goes to the quest board to take some more quests. There is a quest that interests him that requires him to hunt 30 blue devils for 1 gold coin. Kagami takes the quest and comes out of the guild. Outside, he sees a hero and his companion trying to recruit new members to their party. They have gathered a crowd, and the hero Rex tells them they are going on a mission to defeat the Demon Lord and they need new members. Several capable people from the crowd show their interest in joining him for this mission. Rex rejects them all by making weird excuses, but the reality is that they are all male and he wants female members. Rex only wants to travel with more beautiful female companions. He informs the crowd his companion Curel is a level 42 sage, and she is the 3rd princess of this nation. Then, 2 female adventurers show interest in joining his party. One is a 16-year-old level 50 priest, and the other is a young and beautiful mage. Rex immediately accepts them into his party. Kagami sees all this, and he notes Rex just wants to go on an adventure with a harem of beautiful girls, so he leaves to complete the quest. He arrives at the ancient caves where he is supposed to find the blue devils. He goes inside and encounters his first level 93 blue devil. Kagami hits it with a single punch to its face and defeats it. The blue devil drops 34 silver coins. Kagami picks up the coins and notes his quest paper has been updated. He continues to hunt more and more blue devils. One of the devils drops its horn, which is a rare item that emits the same mana as a demon. Kagami continues to dig deeper inside the cave to find more devils, but he encounters the hero and his party. Kagami doesn't want to hang out with them, so he decides to go the other way to avoid them. Meanwhile, the hero party members begin to introduce themselves. The mage girl says her name is Prina, and the little priest girl is Tina. Prina wonders why Rex came to this cave given that the Demon King's castle is in the other direction. Rex reveals there is a hidden chamber that only the royal family knows about. In that chamber, they will find a legendary sword that only a hero can equip. Prina questions why the royal family keeps this a secret, arguing that if people knew about the sword, they would have beaten the Demon King ages ago. Rex explains the royal family was unsure if any hero could defeat the Demon King, so they were waiting for a hero to be born in the royal family. But the king told him about the sword to protect his daughter. Meanwhile, Kagami encounters a bunch of blue devils that surround him, but he defeats them all without putting much effort. As he picks the silver coins from the ground, he sees a red-haired girl going in the direction of the devils. But surprisingly, the devils didn't attack her. Kagami wonders why they let her through them, so he decides to go behind her. Meanwhile, Rex defeats some blue devils with his sword, but he gets tired after fighting so many of them. Tina casts a healing spell on him. Then they spot the place where they can find the legendary sword. They rush inside the chamber but find the red-haired girl standing at the resting place of the sword. Curel senses exceptional mana emanating from the girl, so they figure she is a demon. They ask her how she stole the legendary sword, but the girl explains she didn't steal it. They are convinced she is not hiding the sword, but they still decide to kill her because she is a demon. They all launch their attacks on the little demon girl with the clear intention of killing her, but just then, Kagami rushes there to defend the girl from their attacks. He blocks blocks their attacks, so they wonder who he is. Kagami tells them he is just a simple villager. They find it hard to believe and question how he blocked their attacks. Kagami explains he simply grabbed and crushed it. So, they think Kagami is lying because villagers don't have that kind of power. Kagami shows them his status window to prove he is a villager. Now they trust him, but they question why he is trying to protect a demon girl. Kagami knows she is a demon, but he tells them she is his little sister and they are here to hunt the blue devils. He shows them the demon horn, so they think the powerful demon mana is coming from them. They decide to accept his story, but Rex asks what happened to the sacred sword that was here. Kagami tells them he came to this chamber a long time ago and found the sword, and he sold it to a merchant in the market. Rex questions how he could sell the royal family's sword. Kagami explains he had no idea it belonged to the royal family. He apologizes for the mistake. Rex questions how a villager like him pulled the sword out of the stone. So, Kagami lifts the very stone to show them he is not a weak villager. He then shows them his status window, and they see he is level 999, so they question how he reached that level. Kagami replies he just keeps hunting the monsters. Then, Kuril accuses him of stealing the royal family's treasure. So, Kagami wonders what he can do to repay the royal family, and Kuril says he can join their party to defeat the Demon King with them. But Kagami refuses to join them, stating he is just making money to live a free life. Rex mentions he is powerful enough to defeat the Demon King himself, and Kuril points out he can help the suffering people by defeating the Demon King. But he states the Demon King has done nothing to him, and he will help suffering people he comes across. Seeing that Kagami is still not willing to side with them, Kuril offers to become his wife the moment he defeats the Demon King. But Kagami still refuses to aid them. Then, as he takes the little girl with him and goes out of the chamber, he tells Rex he still doesn't understand how the world works. After coming out of the cave, Kagami leaves the girl and starts heading home. But the little demon girl urges him to marry her. Kagami tells her he can't marry her, and she hopes he can marry her when she becomes mature. Kagami questions why she was searching for that legendary sword. The girl reveals she is the daughter of the Demon King, and she is afraid that if the hero finds the sword, he will easily kill her father because he is sick. Kagami reveals he knows her dad, so she wonders if that is why he turned down their request to kill him. Kagami explains he doesn't think demons are the real problem, but the mana produced by their horns creates monsters that attack humans. The girl says she wants coexistence between humans and demons, and therefore she wants to marry him to prove her point. Kagami refuses to marry her, but he tells her it's not her fault that she was born a demon, and for coexistence, they need to fix the world. Kagami tries to leave her behind, but the girl keeps following him, so he asks her what she wants, and she requests him to buy a medicine called Spirit Blessing Potion from the town. She takes out 500 silver coins from her pocket for the medicine, but Kagami tells her it costs 10 gold coins. The girl requests him to lend her the remaining money because, if her father dies, humans will go after other demons. Kagami says humans will still target him. He asks if she hates humans for targeting demons. She explains hating humans will accomplish nothing, and she is happy to meet a human like him. She is confident she will find a way for humans and demons to coexist. Her thoughts convince Kagami to help her. He takes out clothes from his pocket and wraps them around her horns. The clothes stop the mana emanating from her horns, and Kagami decides to take her to the city to buy the potion. She asks how he made that cloth, so he explains he used a technique on a spawn block to get the materials for the clothes. Kagami asks her name, and she says her name is Alice Valnesio. Then he takes her into Valman City. Alice becomes amazed after seeing so many shops with so many items, and a shopkeeper gives her an apple for free because she is cute. Alice wonders how much the apple costs in human currency. Kagami tells her it costs 150 bronze coins, and he further explains how the money works in the human town. Alice realizes it was stupid of her to think she could buy that potion for 500 silver coins. Kagami explains the potion is a panacea that helps fight aging skin and wrinkles. Therefore, it is a treasure that nobles use once a year if they're lucky. Alice wonders if it is okay for him to lend her so much money. Kagami assures her he will have the Demon King pay him back 5 extra coins as payment for dropping his daughter back to his castle. Alice becomes happy that he will take her back to the castle. Later, as they arrive at their room, Kagami tells her he is going to buy the potion and fetch a friend, so he warns her not to let anyone in until he makes it back. After some time, someone knocks on the door. Alice opens the door and finds a scary-looking guy standing before her, so she passes out of fear. When she wakes up, Kagami introduces her to his friend Takako Builder, who is a level 124 monk. Takako knows Alice is a demon, but despite that, she agrees to protect her. Takako explains she used to hate fight demons like all the other humans. But one day, when she was dying alone in the forest, an unknown demon saved her life. That day, she realized they are not so different from humans, so she quit her adventurer life and runs a bar in the town. Takako complains that Kagami doesn't visit her bar anymore and punches him in the stomach so hard that he collapses to the ground. Then she asks Alice to go take a bath with her, but Alice becomes nervous since she thinks she is a man. So Kagami clarifies Takako is a woman who has burned off all her chest fat into muscles. Takako doesn't like how he phrases that line, so she kicks him in the neck. Then they start heading towards the bathhouse. Alice mentions she is really strong to be able to injure Kagami. Takako explains a monk is 3 times stronger than a villager at the same level, and they get a special combat skill every 100 levels. But she admits in a fair fight she wouldn't stand a chance against him because he is a really special guy. Meanwhile, Kagami is chilling in his room. He remembers the day when his dad was killed by a monster. Then he fought monsters on his way back home, but at home he found his mom was also killed. Alice wonders how Kagami got so strong. Takako explains he fought many monsters higher than his own level. Alice worries others could reach the same level and kill her dad. So Takako assures her that only Kagami can reach that level because he is lacking something precious to every living being. She remarks he is an ultimate idiot. Just then, a level 54 monster crashes down from the sky, and soon monsters begin raining down from the sky on the city. This attack is led by a demon named Menno, who declares the Demon King has begun his all-out assault upon humanity. The monsters start attacking everyone in the city, and the entire city erupts in chaos. Kagami grabs one of the monsters and throws it back toward the monster bird, which destroys them both. He then grabs some more monsters and tosses them towards the birds to destroy them. Takako and Alice see the monster being destroyed in the sky and realize only Kagami can do something like that, so they rush in his direction. They come out of an alleyway and spot Rex, who is fighting the monsters. Alice gets nervous seeing him and informs Takako that Kagami protected her from those guys. Rex and his party have gathered all the adventurers from the city to a place, and they are urging them to fight the monsters to protect their city. To boost their confidence, he destroys one of the birds with a powerful lightning strike from his sword. They all get hyped to fight the monsters, and Rex launches another attack in the sky. But this time, it hits a monster thrown by Kagami. Kagami arrives at the scene and warns them their all-out attack plan could endanger the lives of the citizens of the city. He hits the princess on her head for coming up with a stupid plan, and she complains no man has ever struck her head before. Prina questions if he cannot use magic to fight the monster, and Alice also wonders if he cannot use magic. So Kagami assures her there is no need to worry. He asks her if she knows the demon leading the monster army. Alice recognizes he is Menno, whose family has served them for generations. Kuril urges Kagami to fight with them so they can show them their power that will stop any future attempt of invasion by the demon army. But Kagami points out they're attacking all over the world to figure out which cities to invade in the future. Therefore, it is better not to show them their real power. Then he states they should talk to the enemy to figure out what they want before trying to fight them. With this intention, he jumps with all his power into the sky. Takako jumps behind him so she can push him even higher in the sky. She propels Kagami towards the demon commander. With her help, Kagami manages to reach the bird where the enemy commander Menno is chilling. Menno becomes surprised by the sudden visit thousands of meters above the sky by a human. He attacks him with his magic that blows away all of Kagami's clothes, and Kagami asks him to chill out because he is here to talk. Menno thinks Kagami is a hero, and Kagami shows him his status window because Menno refused to believe he is a villager. Menno sees he is level 999, which he thinks is impossible for any human to reach. He thinks he is a threat to the Demon King. Kagami tells him he is not trying to kill the Demon King. Instead, he is a friend of him and his daughter Alice. Menno wonders if Kagami is on the side of the demons, and Kagami clarifies he is not taking any side, but he wants to know if the Demon King ordered this invasion. Menno is puzzled why he is asking this question, so Kagami informs him Alice told him he is sick, and he asks if he gave the order directly to him. Menno remembers the Demon King himself didn't give the order, but he says he was in the room when the order was given. Kagami points out he could be manipulated by someone, so Menno wants to go back to the castle to check for himself. But before he can go back, Kagami destroys all the Hellcrows in his army. Then he explains it is not safe for him to go back now because whoever is behind the manipulation will see him as a threat. Therefore, he destroys the whole force so the enemy assumes the whole force was annihilated, and he can sneak back to the castle. Kagami then destroys the Hellcrow they are standing on, and they begin to fall towards the ground. They fall inside a forest, and when Menno opens his eyes, he sees Kagami is loading all the silver coins into his bag. He asks Kagami if he is going to kill him, and he assures him he is never going to harm someone who cares about Alice and the Demon King. He tells him humans and demons could get along if their mana didn't create monsters that attack humans. So, it's the monsters that pit demons against humans. Kagami collects all the coins in the bag and tells him he will come tomorrow with Alice. Then they will go to the demon castle together. Menno warns him if he goes with them, he will become an enemy of humans and demons, but Kagami states he has made a promise to Alice, so he will go no matter what. He then leaves for the city with all the silver coins. Next morning, Kagami tells Alice everything that happened last night, and now they need to figure out transportation for their journey to the Demon King's castle. They can't take horses because they are afraid of demons, so they need something else. Kagami mentions he knows a way to get there, and it's a carriage pulled by monsters called Centauruses, but the problem is they are unusually proud and uncooperative. The only way to make them follow orders is to hit them on their back, which gives them immense pleasure and they do anything for that. They fail to secure the transportation, so they go to the forest without it. They meet with Menno there, who bows before Alice to greet her. They introduce each other, and just then Rex and his party, who were secretly following them, come out of hiding and accuse Kagami of working with demons. They try to surround him so he would not escape, but Kagami shows them he is more than capable of escaping if he wants. Rex attempts to strike Kagami with his sword, but Kagami grabs his sword with his bare hand. Prina reminds him a lot of people were hurt in yesterday's attack, so they cannot let them go. Menno points out demons have endured hundreds of such raids by humans, but Rex states he doesn't care about demons suffering and anyone who works with them is his enemy. Kagami explains that demons are not a threat to the humans, but the monsters that are born from mana emanating from their horns. He warns them he will not let them kill his friends and breaks his sword. Then, he makes Menno apologize for attacking the city last night as he explains the Demon King never ordered the attack and wants peace with humans. He reveals he has met the Demon King, who is currently sick, and his daughter Alice is here to get some medicine for him. He manages to get it through their heads that demons are not the bad guys, but Prerna refuses to believe demons are not their enemy. She accuses Kagami of being a pawn of the demons. Kagami sees there is no point in arguing with them anymore, so they flee with their crew. Menno takes them to the carriage he has arranged for the travel, but it's the same guys who think humans are trash. They sit inside the carriage as peacefully as they can, and Takako takes the driver's seat for herself because she really wants to enjoy this ride. Meanwhile, Rex and his party are having second thoughts about whether demons are really their enemy, but Prerna is sure they are the enemies of humanity, and apparently she does have a dark past with the demons. Kagami and his crew stop at a place to figure out their route to the Demon King's castle. They decide to go through the human city of Salmaria, and Alice mentions she can enter the human city since she is not emanating any mana, but they request Menno to stay hidden as much as possible. Kagami wonders if Menno also attacked Salmaria last night. Menno reveals he did attack to send a message, and the true invasion will begin soon. They arrive at the fortress city of Salmaria as merchants who want to sell blue devil horns, so they can cover Menno's mana and get inside the city. They show the guard their documents and the goods they want to sell in the market while Menno hides in the carriage behind a box. The guard permits them to go inside and informs them they are holding a parade to celebrate the defeat of the demon army. Not only that, they are also sending a large force out to hunt the demon army. Kagami and the crew enter the city and see the vibrant parade that is going on. Kagami thinks this is bad because they are riding high on success. He warns that if the demon army attacks the city seriously, they would easily wipe out the strike force, and it will cut off any hope of coexistence. So, Kagami decides they will talk to the Demon King to stop the army before they can attack the city. But Takako points out his plan is far too reckless. She questions what he will do if the Demon King really wants to attack humans. Kagami explains he will fight the Demon King as a third force that seeks coexistence between humans and demons. Alice immediately decides to join the third force even if she has to fight her own father. Takako joins the new force, and Menno also joins them even though it was hard for him to decide. Later at night, Kagami notes the west gate is closed until the strike force heads out, so they will have to wait till tomorrow to head for the castle. Then, he takes her to a restaurant for dinner, but there they encounter Rex and his party. So, they flee from the restaurant and hide in an alleyway to lose them. Then, they see some soldiers soldiers are fighting a monster in the parade, and Alice worries about people's safety. So Kagami explains it's a performance to boost the morale of their men. Just then, a huge level 213 monster crashes down from the sky, and it starts attacking the people around it. Then, more monsters begin to rain down on the city from every corner of the sky, and Kagami thinks it's a huge problem.